Jenna, Keeper, J. Shanes. Trust me, bro. We saw fights, flips, wins, and pain. Shots in the red, we still make gains. Real ones only, community flow, no cap, no chill. That's trust me, bro. Trust me, bro. We move, we grow. Market swing wild, we steal the show. Trust me, bro, like it, let's go. Tuesdays hit hard, that's all you gotta know. Jenna, Keeper, J. Shanes, ready to go. This is the moment, trust me, bro. Trust me, bro. Trust the moment, trust me, bro.
Trust the moment. Trust me, bro. Here it is. It's time for the show. Happy Taco Tuesday, November 11th. Happy Veterans Day to all of our veterans out there. I know I am in the presence of two American heroes. My guy, Keeper, my girl, Jenna X. What is up, family? How we feeling?
What up? Can we what's the chances of zooming me out a little bit? I'm kind of scared of how intense this close-up is on me right now. Is that a possibility?
What we need right now.
All right, we're going full.
Do you feel better?
Yes.
Here, I'll switch with you, Jenna. I'll go down.
I was really
Okay.
really feeling that. Yeah, dude, what's going on? It's been a couple weeks. How is everybody? What's going on today?
When was the last time it was the three of us?
That's a good question
It's been a few
because
weeks.
well, it's been more than that because I think the last time was right after Jenna's fight.
Yeah, because we were talking about loss. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
it.
So it's been a few
Pushing
weeks
through
for
the
sure.
pain.
For sure,
That kind of
for sure.
stuff. That's what I'm doing right now with all my training. I've been kicking up my cardio. Also been doing a lot of strength training. I should be signing my contract today. Fight is December 5th. Let's go.
Nice. Hey, are
Wow,
we live? I
yeah.
don't see anything going on in the chat. Am I missing something? Is it going? We got any comments? We got
Because
anything going on?
nobody's watching you.
Well, that's probably true too, but I usually at least see somebody saying hi or something. I don't know.
Let's
Are we
see.
live?
It shows that we're live.
Okay.
Open live video. Yep.
Just asking the question. Okay, cool. All right. Well, hello to everybody who's not commenting. I love you all. I am glad that you are here. Happy Veterans Day. If you are someone that served, thank you for your service. If you know someone that has served, thank them for their service. Yeah, I'm excited to maybe get I actually get a free float today. So you guys ever done a we'd like to talk about mental health stuff. You guys ever done a float? You know what a float
No.
spa is?
I've never done a
Float the
float.
river?
It is the most amazing, relaxing thing I think you could ever do. People would probably argue that maybe a massage rivals it. But what you do is you get in this pod that's probably 7 feet long. It looks like a big egg, but it's like 7 feet long. It's got a lid. You lay down in it, butt naked, right? You float. It is like 1,000 pounds of Epsom salt in 1 foot deep of water that is the exact temperature of your skin. So it's like 98.2 degrees or whatever your
Oh my God,
What
bro! I thought you were talking about you were on a float, like in a parade. Like I thought you were just Veterans
like
Day.
this.
I was
Hello,
like, why
hello,
is he naked
Candy.
in a
Candy.
parade? And then I realized what you had going
No,
on. Okay, all
no.
right, go ahead.
For
Now.
mental health, you get on the back of a float in a parade and pitch candy at children. That's exactly what I was getting at. Yeah, no. So for real, if you've never done one before, I would encourage you to do it. I do mine in complete darkness, and I promise you, it usually doesn't happen this way for most people the first time they do it. But I get to a point of such relaxation that laying, like I either have my arms up or out or whatever. It's a big, good sized pod, right?
Mhm.
And you float because of obviously the salt water, how much salt is in there. And I get to a point of relaxation where I do not know which direction is up. I feel like I'm floating in space.
I gotta try this.
It is
Like it's like a deprivation thing, right?
Yeah. So Jay or Jenna, I've got a number of extra floats. If you guys happen to have a True Rest, you should look this up. True Rest float spot in your area, I can gift you one. So you let me know. That's on the house today if you do have a True Rest float spot in your area. So yeah. Why you guys check on that? DJ and Brian in the house. Duran. I think it's really Darren. I've gone over that a million times. What's up, brother? Blocky Crypto, French Toaster. Hello, hello, hello. Hopefully everybody is doing well. Clay, the mother effing great, says smash the like button. Do you have one?
I got one
You
less
have
than an
one?
hour from me.
Less than an
Oh,
hour.
nice. I'm jealous.
It's
Mine's
like
like 6
56
hours.
minutes away.
Well, it's because like you have to go like it's up, like it's not far. You just have to go like down the highway, and it's making like
Atlanta traffic.
because of how it's set up. It's not far.
Atlanta traffic.
I could take back roads and probably be there sooner.
I'll tell you what, I will confirm today when I go in for my spot. Oh, so the other cool thing is, at least the one that I have here, the owner of the individual spa is either a veteran or very much loves veterans. And on the 11th of every month, veterans get the opportunity to get a free float. Now, today, obviously, it's Veterans Day, so obviously everybody's floating for free.
Float for free.
It is. I'm telling. Oh yeah, hold on. And then when you're done, you get out and you go and sit down at an oxygen bar where they have flavored oxygen that you
Oh.
for about 10 minutes of straight oxygen. I swear you feel like just high as hell when you get out of there, of just pure
Oh my God.
fantasticness. Yeah.
Wow.
Sounds amazing.
It really is. It really is. This is how I pamper myself.
treat yourself, fool.
I'm doing it today too. Yeah. So you guys
I
can
love
thank
it.
me later after you do one, because I really do. I love it.
I don't have one of those near me. I have other ones though that are close by, within 10 minutes. So if you just want to cash at me, I will.
They're
definitely do
pricey. They're pricey. They are. They are definitely pricey. Yeah. So all right. Yeah.
I'm
So
definitely gonna try it.
what's new with you, Jenna? We all haven't been together for a few weeks. What's new with you?
I've taken up pickleball since I'm taking a break from fighting. Yes, and I've been meeting like
Pickleball.
a lot of really sweet older people that are teaching me and taking me under their wing. It's highly competitive, and I feel like I'm getting good at it already. I think it might be my new thing. So yeah, I'm gonna start doing the pickleball. I think it's a great activity for me, and a little less violent, probably be good for me. But also I'm doing the Midnight Summit next week in London. So I'm going to fly out for that. My girl is in the hackathon. So
Hmm.
I'm going to be there for moral support and helping her present and doing content for her, and then, learning all things Midnight. So I'm excited for
Huh.
that. That was pretty exclusive. So I'm happy that I kind of squeaked through and I'm able to go to that. It'll be fun. But
I've heard you.
otherwise, yeah.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah. Go
You
ahead.
bringing your pickleball paddle to London with you? Are you a
I'm
traveling pickleballer now?
yeah. I'm gonna bring
Traveling.
it. I'm hoping that, I can get little games started, a little tournament,
Get a little
so
action. I don't know. Do they
yeah.
play? Does anybody know in the chat? Do they play pickleball over in London? Because if you said, "Hey, are you going over to the
Oh,
United States and you're going to play some cricket?" Somebody's going to say,
it's
"No, we
global,
don't
bro.
play cricket here."
At the hotel in Singapore, when we were at the hotel in Singapore,
Yeah.
like when you walked to the gym, you
Yeah.
had to walk by. They had like 8 pickleball courts there at the hotel in Singapore. This shit's global, baby. They're playing it.
It
All
is.
right. All right.
Yeah, they have like
I
side
didn't know.
events, like crypto events and everything. Yeah, I got like a really professional racket. Like it's cool. It's a foam on the inside. Carbon fiber is out of date, guys. Don't even bother with a carbon fiber paddle. So
How much are
foam is
pickleball
the way.
rackets?
A
You
good
can-
How
one
much
is
is a good
$100.
pickleball racket?
You can get cheap ones on Amazon, or you can get like expensive
No,
ones.
but like, what's a good one cost? $150 or 100, something like that?
$100. Yeah.
$100? Okay.
Yeah. You can get a good
We
one
have
for 100.
pickleball courts all over where I'm at, and people play quite a bit. I've played a little bit, and I enjoyed the heck out of it. I liked it a lot more than I liked tennis. Just for me, I think it was, yeah, I liked it. It was good. So, all right.
Jay, how many hours a day are you training? Like what's your normal routine like?
So I'm doing the cardio, right? So 2 to 3 miles, like without fail, is what I'm doing. And now I've added in some lifting, and then I got my bag here. So I do like a lot of my core stuff here. I got my power tower and my bag here. So just I do double sessions. I might start doing double sessions at the gym pretty soon here. Going to be going out to Vegas, I think, next week to do some training with Keith. And
Oh, sweet.
Fancy.
yeah.
Sweet.
We're getting close, man. What I need to do is, because I'm tuned in with like kind of what I'm doing and my combos and what I'm looking for as far as kind of like my strategy. What I need is I need to fight someone. I need to
Yeah.
scrap. And so I just need a
Yeah.
couple of those. And it'll be fun to do, hang out with some of the guys in Vegas. I don't know. I think Aaron may be coming out there too. And so,
Okay.
it'll be fun to do some training with Keith. He's awesome. He's on the card. He just announced his fight, I think,
Oh,
yesterday.
all right. Do we know any?
Awesome.
I know you know personally, but do we know has anyone's fights been actually announced?
Just Keith, I believe.
Keith is
Wow.
announced though. Who's he fighting?
I actually don't know, but he is the main fight.
DJ and Brian says, "Yeah, fight Aaron. You can win
Aaron,
that one."
you might win that.
What a dick. We can't be fighting girls versus boys. It's 2025. Trump took that out. We no longer do that. That was a thing for a while, but we backed
That's
away
funny.
from that. Hey, smash the like if you guys have not already. I want to know and you guys can pick when we talk about this, but at some point, and we're going to be talking XRP. We're going to be obviously talking crypto. We're going to be talking mental health. We're going to talk about some military stuff a little bit today. I think we should definitely talk about that, especially being Veterans Day, and like we always like to talk about mental health stuff. But Jenna, you're going to have to explain to me the midnight stuff at some point. I would like to hear about it. I see you posting about it a decent bit. Uniswap, baby, I hold that token, boy. Let's go. I got a number of people holding Uniswap, so at least they're making money today. Or
why did that pump? Because of the governance?
I don't know.
Was that news? Was that why
V chain's up too, baby? Let's go. Woo! It's probably just up because it was so far down that it doesn't have anywhere else to go.
Dude, it's still under 2 cents. I tell you what, man.
That's a buy.
Later on, we could take a look at maybe some charts or whatever. We could look at that V chain chart, and you could look when you zoom out. Like, I can't believe it's still under 2 cents. Like, I know there's a lot of FUD or whatever, but like that is going to be a buying opportunity when the time is right.
I think so.
I think Chainlink is a buying opportunity. I think Chainlink is one of the most undervalued cryptocurrencies right now. It connects everything, literally everything. There's 2,600 companies relying on Chainlink. When AWS went down, Chainlink oracles did not go down. Literally everything runs on Chainlink. I've never been this bullish on Chainlink in my life, guys. So I'm hodling that, like definitely DCAing into that.
Are you a stinky linky marine?
I'm not. I don't like that term.
I hold 6. I think I hold 6 Chainlink, okay? And I love the project, and I think I hold 6. So I am definitely a Link Marine, right? I hold 6.
No, you're underexposed.
Guys.
Very, very underexposed.
You need more to be in the Link Marines, dude.
Okay. Well, I'll get that figured out. I wanted to ask, Jay, I saw on X you posting some price predictions. This is dead serious? I'm not busting your balls. I'm asking a serious question. Were those real predictions, or were you trying to fish for some engagement?
All right. So
yeah, be honest.
To me, I saw the numbers and I said Jay is a reasonable thinking human being, and this to me don't seem too reasonable. But hey, I hope he's right. There it is. There. Okay,
yeah, like on those $40.
I see 3 of them on there that I could get on board with, I think.
Okay, so here's the deal. Bitcoin 220. I've actually said for a while, like, look, what we're seeing, nation states, sovereign wealth funds, all these massive institutions are talking about Bitcoin, right? At some point, the OTC fucking deals dry up and they got to buy that shit on the market like everyone else does, right? If everything happens, and that happens this cycle, I've been saying like 300 and something is my actual number for Bitcoin. But kind of pump the brakes a little bit on that. We'll go 220. Remember, this is like I just got injected with testosterone. This is peak bull market, ready to fucking go. Yeah, in the ass.
See,
be careful how you like.
Yeah, no,
say that, but sure.
So I think that's actually, so the Bitcoin at 220 is a little tamed down. ETH, I know 10,000 is the number. I wanted to go a little bit above and beyond for, the sake of starting conversation, maybe. Zcash at 1,000, I'm excited. I know it's at like 600 today. It was up into 700s.
You looking to hang out with the creator Zcash?
Shut up. That's all FUD. That's not real.
Hey, I'll have you know, trans people are supposed to have really, really high IQs. So I'm just saying.
True. The moment you saw it, what?
The moment I saw that, so my buddy, like my buddy is the one who kind of got me getting back into Zcash. He was talking about it at $46. It's obviously at 700. It took me a little bit to pull the trigger, but I got in a little bit, and so we're up a couple X's. But the moment that I saw that picture, man, I did no research. I did no due diligence. I sent that shit straight to my buddy, and I was like, "What the fuck did you get me into?" He's like, "It's fun."
I don't know if it is or not. I just laughed. I saw Jenna text something out, and you were on the text too, Jay, wasn't it? Wasn't it us three that she texted that in there? It's like, hey, check this out. I didn't know whether it was real or not. I didn't do any research into it. I just thought that it was,
What did I send you?
You sent the
Sometimes I'm
picture.
high and I
You
send
sent the
things.
you sent the picture of the Zcash creator and said, "I'm
Oh,
You said, "I'm selling."
I did.
You
I
said,
did. I
"I'm
was like, oh,
selling."
that's
Yeah.
it.
I think
Uh-huh.
you just sent that just to keep her.
Yeah.
I,
Well, oh, you weren't in on that. Okay. Well, I got
I
it, and it said,
was.
"I'm selling," and I thought that was very, I thought it was appropriate
I think
and
I
funny.
think these security tokens, I will tell you something. I think this is a top signal. I think Zcash pumping and Dash pumping and these privacy tokens are a top signal. And I'm saying that to say this, I think because also and Midnight is one that is actually going to have regulatory clarity and is going to be approved with the ZK proofs and everything. But you have to look right now, right? I think this is the last minute retail like Russian whales dump. I think they're going to get out because think about it with the next administration, we have no idea if they're even going to be legal. Remember why they completely crashed before? We heard everything from, oh, you're not going to be allowed to use them in the US. It's going to be illegal. Some exchanges may not be able to have them. Depends on what like laws are and everything. I mean, all of that is getting shaped right now. So I'm not going to hold things that don't have regulatory clarity. I'm not going to round trip these bags. Like I'm playing them for easy X's. But I think right now we have to have the switch. Like I am kind of staying on the sidelines. I am actually out right now of 75% of my portfolio hanging on the sidelines. I mean, we have been going up. This is just my personal opinion, guys. I'm a little bearish. We've been going up since October of 2023. I don't know how much longer people think we're going to go up. This whole $2,000 stimulus thing, I think they're just trying to keep hype and keep momentum while whales are starting to leave. I mean, I'll always hodl Bitcoin and I will short to make more money, to buy more Bitcoin and more XRP, the things I like, but I'm very cautious right now. I think that there needs to be like a little bit of a reset, to be honest.
Do
I
you
That's
love that
think?
me.
you say that, right? Because if you do look at the chart and you zoom out, we have literally gone almost straight vertical for like 2 years. Like at
How
some
long?
point,
Yeah.
and I get, we get that, the market's maturing and that you got a lot more institutional money, governments are getting in all that stuff. But at the end of the day, like there needs to be a little bit of cool off, and that's like super healthy corrections. Like we've had a couple of
Yeah.
minor ones here and there, but nothing like with the growth that we've seen. There should be like an equidistant correction, I believe.
Yeah, I just think that the correction is going to be less extreme, and you've probably heard other people say this as well. Only because I think the institutions will take advantage of us any way that they can, but I do think that the corrections as we get more and more stock market esque are going to be less and less. So you've got an institution like BlackRock; they can take the hit. It doesn't matter how big the correction is. If they're holding, they can take the hit because they're just sitting there on trillions of dollars anyway, and blah blah blah. But I do believe with the way that a lot of these institutions are making large trade, like really large trades and taking and making on a few percent at a time, I think that it could be detrimental because as much as we know they communicate, they're all also competing against each other as well, right? It would be detrimental to some of these companies to have to take a 60, 70, 8. Now, most of them won't sit there like retail will and hold for that long. But to take a 60, 70, 80% hit on something like Bitcoin, I just don't see that happening anymore. What would you say the correction? How low is Bitcoin? What's going to be the lowest we see Bitcoin again?
Maybe the 70s or something. I would be surprised if we went below 50, to be honest with you. And
Oh, yeah, I would too.
I'm gonna say this. I think that honestly anything's a good deal under 100K, but we have to consider other factors. And Blood and I were talking about this the other day. Do you think that Michael Saylor will ever sell his, Bitcoin if it starts to crash and everything like that? He's always like, no, I'm not selling, but he has sold before. So maybe that's a catalyst, but we have to look at bigger things around us. Like you literally have Michael Burry right now who is shorting Palantir and Nvidia. Why? because they believe that's a bubble that's about to burst. The rest of the market is going to follow that. Like, you can't think that we're just going to counter that whenever, on TradFi, billions of dollars could potentially be wiped out. So we'll see. I mean, there's also huge lawsuits right now going on. They're going to go to the president's desk about Palantir and human rights violations and all this shit. Lawsuits are never bullish. Like, they're just not. So I don't know. I think if that bubble bursts, I think we go down. I don't know. I'm watching from the sidelines. I'm not going to be scared either way. I like to DCA opportunity, but it would not surprise me if we go down 70s.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see the 70s as well.
So here,
below 50.
I mean, yeah, hard to experience unless there is like some catastrophe or whatever. But like, so here's like just a couple natural, areas, right, where you've got you had a support where we bounced and ripped. You had in the background here, we had some resistance points that obviously broke through. So I would say this 75, this is like 74.9. Like, this is probably one of the easiest things to target. Like, okay, this is what I could say should be the lowest that we would see. What does that give us on a correction? Let's pull out the old ruler ski.
I still think, as you're pulling that up, I still think that we have a Christmas rally. I still think that even though the cycles don't look the same, I still think that we're going to rally into 2026 overall. I do.
I think XRP might, whenever the ETF, well, we have an ETF that goes live, but people seem to forget that sometimes these things are already priced in, and that these institutions buy OTC. It's not like they're running in and market buying.
Yeah.
So
this is just so you guys know, I've got a bet with AJ that XRP was going to be $10 by Christmas.
Oh boy, how big's the bet?
$1,000. Not looking so good.
It ain't looking so good for your money.
No, man. We look at this. I mean,
man.
But this is also bullish, right? This is a bullish sign right here.
Yeah, it is.
When this reverses, it fucking rips.
Yeah. I agree. And I think that it will. And what I meant, I wasn't saying that we're not due for a correction, and I wasn't saying that we're not going to have a big correction. I think that macro, for at least the first half of 2026, especially depending on what we see with rates and whatnot, I do.
What do you think about this? Just looking at this and looking at some of these charts where we had, our absolute like crazy drop point the other, recently. Now, Bitcoin, not so much. VeChain, not as much. Ethereum, it dropped down to 3,000. Like, that's not that big of a deal. But okay, let's go back to where XRP was. What if this is pre-programmed where we're going, where we're headed, once Wick becomes a candlestick kind of a thing, right?
I believe those, because look how many times it's happened. It's happened over and over and over again. We've seen those massive liquidity runs, so that wouldn't surprise me at all. So if the $1, is the new 50 cents, because remember, we were stuck at 50 cents forever.
So that's the signal. That's the signal to whoever, like, all right, we made the Wick. This is where it's going. You've got plan accordingly.
Because if you think with all of these ETFs and everything, the big guys they want to buy in a lot cheaper. They don't want to buy at a premium either. So I think we have to flip. I think we're going to a crypto winner. I'm gonna shut up now. Jenna turned bearish.
I mean, for me, and this is I'm actively not trading next to nothing at all right now. For me, I'm trying to just forget that I have a crypto portfolio, and I am kicking and working as hard as I can, specifically with my construction business, to make as much money as I can while that portfolio just sits there and hopefully appreciates long term, or over the long term. So
I wouldn't be leverage trading any more than a scalp.
Annabelle says, first time watching this podcast, loving it. Annabelle, you ain't seen nothing yet. We are glad that you are here, but we're gonna get into some wild talk here in a little bit, but we're glad that you're here. Thank you.
Yeah, real talk. Some real talk on that. I kind of feel like, when I'm in this position where it's time to get a job. It's time to like work on some things, right? Probably would be great to be able to have some extra fiat to get some more cryptos and stuff anyway. But it's like, do you want to get a job in Web3 and crypto, or do you want to just go back to like kind of the normal world for a little while? and just like
No.
really forget about crypto. Like, what's the point? Like, because people, not everybody just sits there and like, I've got to talk about stocks all day.
I don't want a real job.
I don't either.
I don't want a real job.
Yeah,
I
I
like
don't
it
want to
here.
own either. Just give me a trust fund, somebody, please. If you're in the chat
would
and you
love
got
it.
you want to link me to your trust fund, please. I don't want to work either. None of us want to work, right? Honestly, hold on. Let me back that up.
This is
I
where I'm working
enjoy.
now.
I was about to say I enjoy providing for my family, and it is my role as a man to provide for my family, for my daughter specifically, and I enjoy that, and I feel like it's a God-given blessing to be able to be put in the position that I am, to be able to take care of my family the way that I am. That does not, however, mean I always love when people try to like give you crap to say like, oh, it doesn't matter. I would work no matter. Listen, I get the idea of needing to be busy and wanting to be actively doing things and this, that, and the third, but you can't tell me that financial security in the way that like, hey, I don't have to work at all and can be completely secure from myself, my family, and even a generation or two to come. You can't tell me that every single person wouldn't take that opportunity if it was handed to them. Of course they would. Of course they would. You get to do whatever people talk about. Do what you love. Do what you love. Well, if you have no financial stress whatsoever, if you were put in that position, then what would you do? Yeah, you might work because you enjoy doing whatever that thing is, but not having to changes the, I guess what I'm saying is, if you had the opportunity to not have to work, of course everybody's gonna take that.
Oh yeah.
I
For
feel like
sure.
I could do foot porn.
You what?
I feel like I could do foot porn. Like if it gets bad, like I wouldn't have to show my face. And I feel like, if people pay in crypto, like I could stay in. I feel like I could do it if I had to.
Smash the
all.
like, everybody.
Speechless at this moment.
You guys
Smash
seem so
the
surprised.
smash the like. Jenna's wanting to be smashed, so smash the like. Just yeah,
Just the toes. Just the toes.
I got you. I got you.
All right. Wait. Back on track, guys. Back on track.
Let me ask you a question. Do you have, like, if you ever take pictures and post them, do you cover your feet like some people do?
Well, I've never done it, but I feel like I could do it if I had to do it. If it came down to like, somebody wants to give me $500 for like a picture of my feet, would I
But
want
where
to
does
get
it
a real
stop?
job and work all day?
Hold on, where does it stop? Because here's the thing: it's a slippery slope,
By
right?
the
It start
knees. These are
no,
feet pics.
because the whole thing with the foot thing is that it's an entry into another realm, right? See, it's like if I can get this person to basically put aside their morals for the almighty dollar for a small something nothing, right? What can I get them to do when I turn up the dial, when I just amp it up? So $500 was great for your feet. Listen, but again, how about $10,000, $100,000, $1 million? Everybody's got a price, right? And effectively, I do believe, I'm not being critical because I've done some insane things that I'm not proud of, that I don't even want to talk about, Jenna, on this stream.
Okay,
I'm
Dad.
just saying that it's a slippery slope. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Enough
Yeah.
of the boomer talk.
But I think we could get back into the show in a second, but what I think you could do is just test the waters, throw one out there and just put like a little sticker over the toes and just see how people react.
We could dip a toe. Oh, no. I see where you're going with this. Like my shirt, guys.
What
It's
is it?
George.
Oh my
George. It's
gosh.
Flash.
Oh my gosh. Is that token still doing well?
Yeah, George is the king. He knows what he's doing.
Oh my
That
gosh. That's
mofo can
great.
run.
I do love George. George and I always have fun whenever we're at events. I always enjoy just, causing chaos with George. We always end up hanging out in the, same places. So yeah, it's good to hang out with George.
Last year at this time, we were going to Art Basel. Are you guys going? Well, Jay, you can't. You're not.
He can't. Are you
even.
going, Jenna? I was up in the air. I didn't really know for sure. I'm guessing not, just because I haven't talked to anybody that's saying that they're doing it.
No, I'm going to London and then, coming back, and I have to get ready. It's like holidays, Christmas, all that stuff coming up. So I think this year I'm gonna have to skip out. Miami's expensive. Like I'm sitting here talking about starting foot porn. So Obviously, like I'm not going to Miami right now. I'm prepping for the bear market. I got to be smart.
I don't know what the next thing that I will go to is. I'm supposed to go to Brazil in January again. That our yearly guys trip has moved around like 3 times now because of everybody's schedules, which normally we already have the tickets bought and all that. But I don't know. I guess I'm just waiting to see what the next event that actually is going to pay dividends to go to. Like, I love seeing people. I love you guys. I want to spend time with you. But at this point in my life, I need to go there because there's something happening, not just for a while. I've gone to events where it's like, I'm going there to go have fun, right? Like, I can justify it by saying I'm going to be working, and I do get paid for social media stuff on occasion. So I'm there. At the end of the day, there was a lot of times where I was going for work, and there was a lot of times where I was going just to have fun because we would have fun, you know. And yes, I see the chat. I love you guys.
These are so funny. Keeper the streaker.
I know. I know.
Keeper.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I can't help it. It's hilarious.
Oh man.
Yes. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, there might be a story, right?
No, there's not. There's not. Smash the like, and we are gonna get back into all things crypto. Actually, let's talk real quick. Jenna, you were in the military. I was in the military. It's Veterans Day. I want to hear just one. I've got an amazingly inappropriate yet YouTube-worthy story to tell about the Marine Corps. Jenna, do you have, or would you like to think about while I tell mine, a story about the Chair Force?
Yeah, absolutely. So guys, I scored really high on my ASVABs. And that's your entry to go into the military. Really fucking high. I did, okay? So I want to go in as explosive ordnance disposal. I could go in open mechanical, any job I wanted to. So I went in for that. To Lackland. Yeah, explosive ordnance disposal. But I could not pass the top secret security clearance. My recruiter didn't tell me about that. Because Jenna got into a little bit of trouble before she went to the Air Force. And I think had I just been honest about it, it would have been okay. But I wasn't. So they ended up putting me in air transportation. Now you can either check people in, like for their flights, you can load the planes with cargo on ramp, you're working on the flight line, or you can clean the planes. And by clean them, I mean suck the shit out of them. So that's what I got stuck doing, sucking the shit out of airplanes. Okay, so here's my story. I was in Germany on the flight line, and guys, I'm a little person. I had no upper arm strength, and I had to suck the poop out of a 7-4. And you have to click this moose head, is what they call it, the big hose.
The moose knuckle?
The moose head. You have to make sure. Could you stay focused? you have to click it, okay? And it's above my head. My hands are freezing cold because it's Germany. It's like in the middle of winter. I can't tell if this fucking thing clicked. So I'm like, you know what? I think it's up there. I think I felt it click. So I flip the switch, and that shit comes down, and shit. The hose comes down. It's just shit everywhere. There was so much poop. There was like more poop than I could ever explain to you. It was all over me. It was all over my body. I was puking.
Like flowing out,
all over the. Yeah, there is no blue juice in a 7-4. There's no. They do not use blue juice. So there's just shit everywhere. So not only did I have to get showered off, hosed off, back to work, tetanus shot, all my shots. I still get back to work. I got written up. I got a letter of reprimands because there was fraud. Foreign objects of debris on the flight line, right? So the plane couldn't take off because there's shit everywhere. So that was so after that I started getting mentally evaluated, and I got out of the Air Force about a year later. Honorable medical discharge. I was like, I can't do this. I cannot do this job anymore. So guys, I did not, go to war. I am not a war hero. I got covered in shit, and that's my story.
Thank you for your service, Jenna.
Thank you for your service. That sounds.
Somebody's got to do it.
Awesome. And DJ and Brian wants to know: is that why Jenna buys shit coins?
I think now I have. That's why I have an affinity towards shit coins. Probably.
Oh my god.
Probably. It was quite awful. Yeah.
So when I was in I went into boot camp in 2010. I was older. I was an older Marine. I was 25 at that point. And back then, I say back then, it really was 15, 16 years ago. They were allowed to, like, from what I understand, they're not allowed to do some of this stuff anymore, but they were allowed to, when I say haze you and do like awful things to you, the Marine Corps is known for that anyway. But like at this point, they were still full go with some wild chaos and nonsense. Okay. And so I'm in boot camp, and for those of you who don't understand this, Marine Corps boot camp is partially, people talk about it so much because it is absolute insanity. Everything that you do is just all about creating, whether you realize it or not, it's about creating one team, one fight. Like that's what it is. And it's like, hey, doesn't matter whether you think it's right, wrong, or indifferent. If you're doing something, it better be for the betterment of the team, or the team is going to pay for it, right?
Mhm.
So we got in trouble, and they used to play what we call, I'll just say it, fuck games is what the drill instructors would call it. They would call it, okay, you want to play some fuck games? Well, okay. So they stripped us all, but I don't think they can do this anymore, but stripped us all butt naked. And the shower, we used to have to take showers they would call wagon wheel. And you would be right behind the next person, and there's shower heads in imagine a square shower, and there's shower head. You would basically, within about 30 seconds, have to go from point A to point B. Wash, next shower head. Wash your chest, next shower head. Wash your nuts, next shower head. And you would have to wagon wheel out of there, and in 30 seconds, you were clean and get the heck out of there, right? Well, they shoved all of us. There were 60 of us in my platoon. 60 men in a shower together, naked, okay? They called it nut to butt is how they wanted you standing. And we all had a scrub brush in one hand. It was literally a scrub brush that you scrub the floor with. And the instruction was to grab your penis, lift it up, turn around, and scrub your neighbor's nuts behind you. Scrub your neighbor's nuts behind you. Okay, this is the truest story. I'm not making this up. And so I was the guide at this point. The guide is basically the guy that's in charge of the platoon, like the leader, right? You would hold the guide on flag, and like you were the person that was considered to be looking. And I told everybody, and against my better judgment, I was like, we can't do this. So I screamed at everybody while the drill instructors are going nuts, screaming at us for do this. Do not do this. We are not doing this. Defying the drill instructors that we were not going to do this, which is not something you do.
You were not going nut to butt.
We were not going to do this. Like, we're all jammed in there already, but we're not scrubbing each other's balls with the freaking scrub brush. Okay. And so this is why they call them fuck games, because we defy as a platoon this. And we get nobody does it. We get absolutely wrecked for the entire day, to the point of overnight that night, they flipped over the bunks, threw the mattresses off the third story down into the sand pits. And we at 3:00 in the morning had to go down there, pick up our mattresses, run them back up 3 flights of stairs, all of that. But it was all because we said no. And do you know, the next day they rewarded us with a half of a day off for actually completing the task of not doing something that was absolutely, unequivocally out of line. It was all supposedly a mental challenge that we had passed.
Oh, that's cool.
That's awesome.
That's
I'm so
wild.
glad you stood up. That's awesome.
So yeah, anyway, that's one of the stories that when I think about boot camp that I always remember. And I was very proud of myself for being scared to death of these drill instructors in terms of how things were going, standing naked in a shower with all these dudes and thinking like, we can't do this. Like there is a line, and this is the line. The line is right here, and we're not doing it. We're just not.
The other Marines were gonna do it just because they were scared. They thought,
for sure they were. No, are you serious? For sure they were going to do it. This was going to happen.
We'll just pretend this is not gay.
This was going to happen. Uh-huh. Oh yeah. This was going to happen.
Wild, bro.
Yeah. Hey, Poe Man said, congratulations. You are all straight.
I'm not, but that's fine.
Oh,
Oh
anyway,
my
I love you
God.
guys. If you were in the Marine Corps and you know a wild story like I'm talking about, drop that and drop a 1 in the chat. Anyhow, yeah.
You don't have to tell about nut scrubbing stories in the chat. Y'all can just like
put a 1. Yeah.
throw peanuts. If you got a nut scrubbing story too from the military, just throw the peanut emoji in there. That's all you got to do. That's it.
Anyway,
This
yeah.
is
So
hilarious.
that was that. So sorry guys.
No,
Do you want to talk some crypto? I realized that I probably threw us way off track there.
it's hard. I would much rather be picturing an XRP chart or heck, even the pulse chain chart at this point, dude.
The pulse chain chart looks about like what I just described. That's for sure.
I'd rather see the. Oh my God, there's still people out there into pulse chain. I hope we don't have any in the chat.
Is there really? You think? Let's
There,
look.
there are. There's still pulsicans. They're
What about
still
that?
out there.
What are you calling? You're not calling them hexagons?
The Quattro
But
Sync Club.
the pulse chain people are pulsicans. There's pulsicans and hexagons.
Oh,
I I think they started
Oh.
yeah dying off.
What we got?
That's the all-time.
Oh,
Oh boy.
it's like when you think it can't get any lower.
What
just
is that zoomed out? I can't see because it's a little small on my end. Is
No, like that's not even that's just zoom out all the way out.
well, this thing's got to be just down and to the right. Right?
No.
With one.
That's not the right one.
Yeah, there you go. That looks about right.
No,
That's
that's not the
right.
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 That's not the right one.
It's not
PLS is the ticker.
PLS.
Yeah, PLS.
Yeah, I've
is
never bought anything to do with hex, so I genuinely actually would not know that.
There you
Pulse
go. Okay, let's see what it looks like. Okay, same thing, down and to the right.
Yeah.
Like I said, big line. Down.
A little more. Look, you've got all these points where people became exit liquidity when there was a pump, and then like
That's right.
the right people sold.
That's right. This is you. This is you. This is
Yeah.
you. This is you. This
Retail
is you.
got wrecked. Retail got wrecked. Retail got wrecked. Man.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask Jay, realistically, where do you think where's your exit for Zcash? Where are you exiting? And are you playing Dash the same way?
I'm not in Dash. I am just in Zcash. And probably like around I'll start coming out at about 1,000 for sure. And then I'll hang tight for
that's like a 20.
I'll have a moon bag for.
Didn't you say you got in at $45?
No, but that's when my buddy told me, like, bro,
I was like, bro, don't take a 25x before you start bailing.
No.
Okay,
I got in. So it dropped down to it. So it had ripped. So this is back. I was in San Antonio for the UFC fight. So my buddy and I were hanging out, and that's when it was like $46. And this was like maybe 2 months ago. Like this was not a long time ago. Yeah. And so when I was in Singapore, Jennifer, your fight, like at that point, like it had popped back up to like, I don't know, 300 or whatever. And then we had that crash where it dropped down to below 200. So during that crash, I scaled in all of it during the crash. So I had gotten out of the position that I was in an entire portfolio, put it all into Zcash, and then that thing recovered the same day while everything was still lagging.
Yeah, I remember you telling us that.
So
what was it? So what, $180, $200?
Yeah, like 180 between like 180 and 195. I'm probably all in on that. Okay. So yeah, I got a few X's into it. So I think at like 1,000, I'll probably pull out, start scaling out of it, and then again keep a moon bag for if this thing does rip up to 10K. Like I've heard some people say this thing could very easily get up to 10K. It's got the same tokenomics as Bitcoin, So
DJ and Brian says that Rand is saying it's going to 10,000. I do want to throw out there, just to be clear, that, and I'm saying this as someone who has been labeled in the past as an influencer, you need to be careful, especially with the bigger influencers. Sometimes when they make some of these wild predictions, I genuinely believe that some of what's going on in the background is they know the influence that they have. They know the amount of hopium that they can provide, and they know that you are not. You don't know all of their wallets and whatnot, and they create, retail hype where they ultimately are exiting as it's happening. Just be careful. That's all.
They're out. Like if they so
It's
somebody
happening, I promise.
if somebody says $10,000 is their target,
Yeah.
I would say by 6, 7, 8,000, they
They're
are
exiting.
100% out of the position.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I just want to throw that out there, guys, because we love you and we want your mental
Crusader
health.
in the building. Crusader saying major Zcash resistance at 645. I believe that.
We
man.
need to bring Crusader on to do some. So we've been doing so much kind of mental health chatter and fight chatter and other things. I told Crusader we want to bring him on to do some TA, because we definitely need to do that. And he's been trading full time now and has been doing well with it. So we definitely need to bring him on. Also, CryptoFace said he would come on. We've just been doing more of the, kind of chilling, chatting, and doing all of that. But we should bring on some people to do some TA. So Crusader said he would, and so did CryptoFace. So that'd be fun. So
Darren says he's willing to come on and do some charts. Let's go.
Duran in the house.
Awesome.
Yeah, let's get it. Okay, so Jenna,
ETF yet?
yeah, talk to us about. So let's talk a little XRP. I know the chat wants to hear about XRP. Talk to me about XRP. What's going on?
Okay, well, actually, right now, I was looking up, and I think that there's actually 11 XRP ETFs right now listed on the DTCC website. Let me see if I can pull this up. If I have it on here. Hang on. I thought I just did. Yeah. So there's 9 of them. This week is the Canary XRP ETF that's going to be listed on NASDAQ. So that'll be the first one there. Everybody's pretty excited about that. Ripple Swell was just last week. Obviously, I wasn't there. I even applied for a volunteer janitor position. I did not get accepted. I regret it. But, you had literally the CEO of NASDAQ sitting there talking. So, people are getting more bullish than ever. We just had Robbie Mitchnick yesterday from BlackRock, who was talking about how he thinks that most tokens are completely worthless, and let's be real, a lot of them are. But with him being a previous Ripple exec, people are pretty bullish that after his speech like that, I think XRP went up like another 8 or 9% just right after his interview, that it's basically going to be Bitcoin and XRP as the main ones with regulatory clarity, like all of those things. So people are just really comfortable in that. And the biggest thing right now, and I think that the XRP army is really looking to, is they know that there's going to be this great transfer of wealth. We all know that it's the over $100 trillion is coming, that's sitting on the sidelines. It's on TradFi rails, right? And we know that the younger generation wants exposure to crypto, but they want to do it the right way, and it's going to be through these ETFs. So that's what they're expecting. And I think actually, like, the ETFs, they're going to have a lot more liquidity, like a lot more money is going to fly into them versus the actual, I think, crypto itself. So
Do you think the ETFs are going to play just such a bigger role because it's the exposure,
Yeah.
right? You don't actually you have
Yeah.
it's the soft touch versus actually having to go into the trenches and get it.
I do. It's easier. It's easier for people, and it's safer. And I think that's the way that TradFi comes in. You just have to look at all of that, like $100 trillion on the sidelines, and then passing these over to like the millennials, Gen X, whatever, all the younger kids are getting their hands on that are all into the tech and everything. So I don't know. I mean, I could definitely see it. I think that ETFs, like, I want to find ETFs at really, really good prices at dips. So I'm going to wait until they fizzle out and I see that. I'm absolutely going in. Like, I'm not going to counter trade Tom Lee, but I think like with Ethereum, how they're buying up, everybody has their different treasuries for all these different ETFs. I think that it's going to be the same thing. Like, our new play is going to shift from, crypto. It's going to be the treasuries that have the ETFs, the businesses that have the treasuries. We're going to have it just like pink sheets of stocks. You're going to have the more high risk ones. Then we're going to have, the top ones that are, not quite as volatile, but they're the ones that are the safer plays and everything. I think our moves are going to be just over there now with a lot of the higher X's, the higher plays. That's where I'm at. Like, I want to hodl my actual crypto and keep that safe, and I want to trade the ETFs, if that makes sense. So that's where I'm at on that.
I think that XRP is always going to have the hype community that it has. I mean, let's be real. I think that even holding I hold a bunch of XRP, and I do
Mhm.
think that it's going to do well. But I do think that a lot of the XRP family, the XRP army, is delusional. But I think it's a really good thing for the community itself. My concern is that the institutions see the delusion, and it just scares me that they can play into that even more. Like, you have a token that continues to dump 1 billion tokens back on you every single month, I think, from escrow
Mhm.
for the next few years, right?
No,
And you know,
that's irrelevant though, because it's been happening for so long. It's
no, I
priced
get
in
that. I
now.
get
You
that.
know,
But you say it's priced in, but it's happening, I guess is what I'm getting at. And so you know that a privatized company that is doing big things, right, in the banking sector is
Mhm.
actively dumping on you and holds a massive amount of the share of tokens. Yet we continue to come out with these wild price predictions, and market cap doesn't matter, and all of these things. It's not me being the XRP hater. I want to see that. Hey, listen, give it to me. 10K XRP, let's get it, baby, because I am going to be wealthy beyond my wildest dreams. That being said, I just want people to have a real, I've talked about this for so long. Please have a real game plan of when you can actually, like, when you're actually going to sell some tokens. Don't tell me you're just going to hodl your bags forever and take loans against your XRP and this, that, and the third. The majority of people that say that just say it because it sounds
Okay.
good. That's not actually what they're doing. You
I
know?
want to I want to bring this question up that I saw in the chat from Xander X681.
No, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This question right here. No freaking way.
Do you really think
Okay.
the government is going to let all these XRP wallets become filthy rich? Just something to think about if you explain why they would. And you know, I do love this like kind of thesis, and it kind of annoys me too, like because the question is really about any one of the legacy projects. It's right, you know, whales in Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Cardano, whatever it is. Pick your poison. Chainlink. Like if you were here early, I remember setting up in my buddy's house like 9 computers to get on the ICO for Chainlink, right? Like, you know, like do you think like any of these things like they think like no, you can't get filthy rich? No, I think where the regulation, and somebody talked about this on my show yesterday, and I think where we have to start thinking about this now is they can regulate stable coins, and that is going to be the major on-off ramp, right? Like, you know, who cares about at some point the rest of it, their regulation lies with stable coins and how they probably are going to interact, whether it's with legacy coins or with the whole broad ecosystem, whatever it is. Something to think about, I suppose.
Yeah. No, I don't think that it's so much them not allowing it to happen. I think it's that when, you know, the early adopters, like you're talking about, Jay, they're going to get wealthy. They're going to be wealthy. They already are wealthy. Fine. That's great. Fantastic. And then you're going to get some lucky ones. But the thing for me with XRP is I feel like most people are exit liquidity because people that were not early, that are coming in late, still thinking that they're going to get 1,000x or some wildly irresponsible return that's just never
No,
going to
no.
that's what the
It's
problem is for me.
It's still early, that's the thing. It's just waiting until that's why I'm waiting for this correction. I'm waiting until I see a bottom and I feel convinced it's a bottom. You know what I mean? To actually make these moves. But you have to think these are still gonna outperform what S&P 500. Like holding XRP, like
Oh,
this
I'm
is
not saying
great. You
it's going
got
to be.
great returns, but
Yes.
still like a 10x. I'm great with a 10x because I was getting it since like 30 cents, give or
uh,
take. And then, you know, at
yes.
$3, yeah, I was happy to take some profits. I like a 10x.
Yeah.
I think it's safer than a lot of these other ones. But, you know, it's one of those things. Are you going to be willing to hold? Those who hold, if you can't trade and you're not good at trading, just fucking hold. Buy dips and hold for a long time, put it away, don't look at it, keep it safe, don't move it. That's the best way to do it.
Yep.
The ones that have the fundamental value. I'm gonna say like one last thing about the government wallets, whatever. Here's the thing. I think that that's why during those dips, those shakeouts, I think that people do want to shake us out. But at the end of the day, the government doesn't control right now, like us buying that and everything, but the government doesn't create wealth. You know, the entrepreneurial society creates the wealth. So if you are, you know, those that have conviction, they will. And those who can't hold, they won't. But I mean, it's going to be over time. You have to think they know not everyone is going to hold on to, you know, 100,000 XRP. Most people can't. Most people can't hold on to a couple $1,000s, you know what I mean, for years. So I don't know. I don't worry about that so much, but no, it's not going to go $10,000 overnight. If it does, I would be shitting myself. But look, it took Bitcoin. Like, look how long it took Bitcoin to get to where it is and everything. And there's always buyers and sellers.
Yeah.
So
Always. I like what you just said.
I gotta go. I'm late for work.
Oh,
Okay.
My,
Well, go do your
not
thing.
foot porn, guys.
We-
My social
will-
media job.
We will
But
we will
thank
hold it down
you.
and finish up things for you. We love you,
All right.
Jenna.
I
See you
appreciate
guys.
you.
Love
See you
you.
next week.
All right. Bye.
So yeah, Jay, I think just kind of rounding out what I think the difference for me is the delusion of grandeur for like the average person is really what I'm getting at. It's just not going to be and then the other part of that is the idea that you hear people talk about the switch. The switch is getting flipped on November. I don't even know what day it is now. November 22nd, or it's coming up, right? Like November 25th. I don't know. Somebody in the chat can probably tell me what date it is. But
What's happening?
So you've heard this said, right? Like they talk about how the switch is going to get flipped for XRP, right? They're effectively all of a sudden, and it's changed. The narrative has changed, right? Okay, so Stephanie says the 22nd. I think that's right. On November 22nd, the ICO, this, that, and the third, the switch is getting flipped, and everything's gonna. No, you can't truly believe that all of these people that they're going to give out the information. This is where the person in the chat was kind of getting at. Are they actually going to give the layman, the average person, the information that, hey, all you got to do is buy as much as you can and wait till November 22nd, and then everybody can just sell at the same time. Nobody will be hurt. Everybody will be wealthy, and we'll just, rock up. No,
I would assume one retail interest is probably at a local low, right?
Oh, I'm sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So that doesn't matter. There's a few faithfuls and some XRP army that they're not going to sell. I think it's a little bit different story than like Cardano, right? Like Cardano, it's not going to really do much because what's the market for it? Like people are just holding, no one's selling their Cardano, right? And so like you can't create the wheel,
yeah,
if it's not rolling.
Yeah, no, I agree. So I don't know. I just want people to make money. I want people to do well. I don't want people to genuinely have this idea that they're going to be able to quit their job and stop working and do all these things because they hold 1,000 XRP. It's just irresponsible as hell. That's all.
Well, some of the stuff is silly. And listen, if the flip does happen and on the 22nd, at least go to $10.
$10. That's what I'm saying. I just want my boy to make his bet. You know what I'm saying? Just yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I just want you to win, especially since AJ, according to what I see on X, has made like $100 and something thousand on a bet the other day. I don't even know.
Game?
That's what it looked like. It said it was like $100 and something thousand. I think it was like on the Chargers or something. I don't know. I just saw it. So
wild stuff.
He must be playing with some wild numbers to win that on Polymarket. But anyway, yeah. Chat question. I put this into the chat earlier, and I wanted to ask.
I'll pull it up.
Yeah. So we know, and I just know this because I just feel like we flow so well. Jay and I, Jenna and I, Jay, Jenna and I, like we love coming on here and talking to you guys and talking mental health and talking fighting and talking crypto and all of those things. If there's things that you guys would like to see or you think that would be like, hey, you know what, we love this or we don't like this or whatever, we want to hear from you guys. And so I'm throwing it out there. We want this to be a community thing, right? Community, tell us. Like Jay's got a really big X following. Hit him up on X. Send some messages on X. Send them to me on X. Send them to us. Put some comments in on YouTube. Whatever that looks like. Jenna as well, obviously.
I got this new system down now where like every show, I got a new little iPad because I had lost my iPad pen, and so dude, I'm taking notes every show. So if you need something, just put a little Chatsky in there. I got you. I'm gonna write my notes. And then now I can check my notes.
Drop it in there. You don't need to scrub somebody else's balls to get what you want in life.
What, man. That story threw me for a freaking loop, dude. I did not know that's where you were going with that.
Yeah, well, I didn't know where we were going all naked in the shower at first either, but I knew it wasn't good. Grab your scrub brush, get naked, and get in the shower. Didn't sound like a very good, good start.
nuts.
good start to the day. No, Jay, let me ask you, what
Uh-huh.
is happening in your world in crypto right now? Specifically, like in crypto land, is there things that you're watching? Are you staying away from meme coins? You're into meme coins. You're really hitting and looking at privacy. Like, what have you been paying attention to? Because I have been hodling. I talk about this. I have been hodling. I have not been actively in the trenches recently in the crypto space, like really paying close attention. So, what should I be paying close attention to right now?
Well, I mean, for me, like, I don't know if you guys have been listening to any of my shows and what I've been talking about. Like, I'm all for getting over the hump and getting to the next phase of crypto, right? Like, speculation is fun. Obviously, I've got a BC.Game partnership. I go to the casino and I gamble and I do all that stuff. I buy meme coins. I think the most important thing that people need to understand, like right now, is that I think we are going through that shift, right? And so, if you want to participate in lower cap coins, I think that you need to be finding opportunities where it's just set up a little bit different, right? Where maybe there is some utility, maybe there's a real team. I see one of my favorite projects like this that I'm talking about right now, expanding exactly this. They came onto my show a few weeks ago, getting ready to do some more stuff with them. But Midas, it's a project on base. The team is built up of like doctors, lawyers, business professionals. Like they're trying to build something like for real, that has some inner life utility to it. And so I'll have them on the show pretty soon, and we're going to do like a big thing about it. But it's stuff like that, right? Like, where can we find this application of what blockchain has to offer to the world or whatever? And it's a positive, it's a net positive. Again, I love the VeChain ecosystem. Yeah, the price sucks right now. There's a lot of fun. The V Better DAO, I think, is fantastic, right? You take a picture of your coffee in your cup or your water in your mug and you earn some free crypto. It's like, that's real life utility, real adoption shit. And again, like, even if that's a high cap coin, right? And there's some other projects that are doing some fun shit like that. And I gave you an example of a low cap. Like, you just have to find it out there and find what is actually supporting the growth of the ecosystem, and what do you vibe with. And so you've got this opportunity again in high and low caps, everything in between. I feel like I'm getting day by the day closer and closer to what my end goal is. And my end up goal is to be a Web3 founder and have several RWA projects that are tied back to NFTs. I'm not necessarily interested in launching a coin. I like the use of the NFTs. I know the SEC has said that they prefer for Web3 startups to use NFTs as their source of funds for coins. It's not deemed a security in that way. So, like, let's party on, let's go. And so I've got all these ideas to launch. And so, as again, I'm finding ways to invest or to spend my time looking at projects that are helping the developmental growth of our ecosystem. I want to build. And so I've been thinking about this, like, dude, I want to put together a team. I want to find like the brightest people like me, right? Hungry, humble, and smart, and ready to go, maybe looking for the same kind of a thing. Like, I've been doing the lone man wolf pack thing for a while now. Like, I'm ready to put a team together and build something fucking awesome. And so that's really where my mind is shifting in crypto. It's builder season. How can we do something that's meaningful and create an impact? So that's really what I've been thinking about, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, I think it's a business mindset. We've talked about this a lot, that blockchain is the future, and it's the future of all things money, but all things business. Businesses are moving over to this. You can seamlessly walk into a store right now with a crypto.com card or a Coinbase card or whatever, swipe, and technically yours, as far as the store is concerned, you're just spending money, right? On your end, you're spending crypto, right? So the evolution is and has been happening. Okay, now how are we going to utilize that in real world application? Well, we can talk about this not on here because I don't want to share this on here, but I'll share the idea. I am with my construction business for years. I have been thinking about a few specific things regarding some construction stuff, like for construction companies by construction companies type of thing, right? And I've got a really freaking good idea that I've been working through and that I'm going to get some crypto people involved in to help me develop and like do the app side of this. And I genuinely believe from talking to other people in the industry, like this will work, which I'm super excited about. But that's exactly what you're saying. You're saying, hey, give me some real world utility that's utilizing crypto, that's solving a problem. I've told people for the last few years that I thought that this cycle, and I'm calling it a cycle, even though I kind of feel like that has changed, is utilitarian. I think that utility is what these companies, these institutions are actually looking for. Now, do they want to speculate? Yes. Will they take advantage of you all the same, no matter if they can, no matter whether they can use it or not? Yes. But I also genuinely believe that as regulatory stuff gets more and more clear, they at least have to have the guys or the thought process of like, oh yeah, but like it's actually solving a problem. It's doing something for real. It has the optics of. And so for me as a businessman, owning and operating businesses, yes, I want to, and part of what I'm talking about, a big part of it is just construction period, but I want to utilize the blockchain in what I'm talking about doing as well. I love it, dude. Figure out something that's solving real deal problems. And then the token, the token price, whether the token is necessary or not, and whether there's going to be, price action that will follow, give it to Jesus, baby, because sometimes there's stuff that you feel like should have pumped at this point, things that are doing things, and the token price isn't doing anything. So I don't know. I like the idea of solving problems and then see what happens from there, as opposed to let's see how much we can make a token pump. And then maybe we'll introduce the idea on the tail end of it actually solving a problem. I don't think that's where we're at now. I think we're at the show me something that's going to solve a real world problem, and then we'll see if we can make some money off it.
And I love that. And I feel like that's where it is, right? And that's the idea, that's the thesis, that's where it goes, that's the model. But the one thing that I've had this conversation with other people, and I don't think Web3 is quite nailed this yet, because even with my idea, right, even with what I'm talking about, because I just like following the norm or whatever, is all right, I want to have these RWAs, these RWA projects that are, they're tied to like an IRL business. And with the NFT, do you launch the business first and then offer the tokenization opportunity, or do you launch the NFT as the means to create the fund to launch the project or the product, instead of having a successful business already run that you then tokenize after the fact?
I think it depends on where. Well, yeah, I think of course it makes sense. I think that it really depends on what your financial situation looks like. There's a lot of companies that are going to be able to step in with an idea, fund the idea, market the idea, sell the idea, and then on the back end they can handle it from there. There's other instances where like, hey, we've got a fantastic idea, but no way to fund marketing it, no way to fund X, Y, and Z. And so what do? They figure out a way to pump a token or an NFT or whatever, create the liquidity to then build the enterprise, which is great. I'm all about it. I'm with it. Cool. But if you're going to do that too many times in crypto, I've seen people create or sell an idea and then not follow through with the idea. And you end up leaving a bunch of people feeling sour about crypto. They feel sour about people that they otherwise invested time and money in and stuff. And I don't love that. I mean, even back to NFTs, when Crusader and I launched our NFT project, and we were doing some really cool things and this, that, and the third, we never left people actually hanging, but at the same time, we had like some big plans to do things and continue going. And we just got to a point where we couldn't, like financially with how things were in the markets and whatnot, we couldn't. It wasn't us being deceptive or doing anything like that. But if you can follow through, obviously follow through. Yeah, you got to sell it somehow. So right. I like where your mind's at. You're like, okay, do I sell it and then follow through, or do I try to build it? Like, is it Field of Dreams? Build it and they will come, or is it sell it and then I'll build it? I don't know. I think it depends on the position you're in.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think every situation is probably going to be unique, right? And I think again with the whole idea of tokenization and having I don't even know the right words that you can use, whether it's a reward structure or a dividend structure or a payout or just a fucking bonus or whatever.
Right.
how all that works, but it's all new. And so at the end of the day, like, I mean, we should be trying it to see how it works, right? It ultimately, at some point, there will be the model will be correct, and we all have the opportunity to try to make what is the scalable solution for our entire ecosystem. And I love the idea of everybody having the chance to invest into a business, or what's real estate or business or whatever it is. The whole tokenization aspect it's a level playing field kind of a thing for everybody to get involved. Before, you couldn't invest in commercial real estate unless whether you're accredited or you've got a gazillion dollars. Now you see some of these companies for $100 or whatever, you can start getting involved, and at least you can say that you're an entrepreneur in some way.
Yeah, I think the sad part is we are still at the point for most things that marketing will trump actual real deal good ideas and whatever on its face 9 times out of 10. I think that we're still there where people, if you do a great job marketing something, the idea doesn't, that maybe the idea isn't even as sound, but you did a great job marketing it to people.
Did a great job.
Yeah, fantastic, great. You took
go hit the showers and scrub your buddy's nuts.
Yeah. You've won a wagon wheel in the shower. Yeah.
All I could think of was honestly, like, seriously, like a real scratchy floor bristle.
It is. That's what they were. That is what they were.
Shred your skin, right?
Dude, it would not feel good. That's not going to end well. No, it's not going to end well. Yeah. So I don't know. I think we should be praying for our society. I believe that every day, right? We have a lot of just chaos that's happening right now. What that ends up looking like and how that turns out for the crypto community, God only knows. You know what I mean? I have no idea. I'm hoping and praying that we're able to not lose, faith in the dollar all the way around. And if we do, my gosh, I hope we have a solution in the form of I don't know, a token I'm holding. I mean, I guess what I'm trying to say is that I am trying to believe that even though things are totally different in crypto, that we're still going to have some of the old school opportunities, and that there's still going to be people that are going to be like you in your mindset and say, hey, I really want to create something real here. For so long, dude, it was just trash, meme coins, sucking up as much liquidity as humanly possible. I really want to see the point where there's genuine, real people in crypto doing real good things. I'll use the Jesus token community as an example. Like, they do a lot of really cool things and give money to like real viable. And I'm not saying that just because it's the Jesus community. You guys know I love me some Jesus. I'm just giving an example of a community that has a token that they use their money and do some really cool, like, good things with them. Whereas too many times it's like, hey, we created this token, and they sell you this idea on something that's not actually happening at all. And in the background, you've got some guy buying a Lambo because you were dumb enough to buy his token that he was about to dump on your head. I want to get to the point where people are actually showing their face and saying, hey, this is who I am, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm building. Here you go. Let's get on board and let's do it. So I hope that you are able to do that. I hope I'm able to do it. Well, I'm looking forward to it. So, and I pray that your training continues to go well, dude. Let me know when you want to announce who it is that you're fighting. We're all rooting for you there. I can't be there, but I know that you're working your butt off to do it. I'll be there in spirit for sure. Crypto fam, if you have not already smashed that like, please do that. Follow Jay, follow me, follow Jenna. If you're not on X and the YouTubes, if you could do both, it would be much appreciated. And yeah, let us know if there's things that we can do to better the show. We want to be on the level of like, hey, this is a group deal, and we want you guys to be happy with what's going on.
I see. I got to change. I got the overlay as the J Chains X. I got to change that. I was able to secure just J Chains from the new Handles marketplace, so I got to ditch the X.
J Chains from what?
So on X, right? Okay. There was this Yulissa Rangos, this woman who she lived in like some Latin American country. She had the @JChains handle since whatever but she hadn't tweeted anything since 2014. they just came out with the handles marketplace, and because it was inactive, it wasn't being used.
Oh,
I
you got it
for it, and I got it. So now I'm just.
Did you have to pay for it?
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because people had stolen a bunch of my crypto keeper stuff. Like once you start blasting off on TikTok or other whatever, like they grabbed it. I know that was purposeful. Huh. I'll have to take a look at that. That's
Yeah, check and see if anything's available.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Anything you got going on this next week that you need prayer for, other than your fight, and just that things are going well?
That,
family doing well, mental health.
That's listen. Everybody could use a little bit more, good vibes, good spirits, good blessings, all that stuff, man. I appreciate that. I do like to say, like, look, get yourself in a position where you can put yourself in a position to get outside of your comfort zone, right? That's the only true way to make yourself a better person in a lot of different ways. And so just challenge yourself. That's what we should be doing, over the course of the next couple of weeks. It's obviously we're getting towards the tail end of the year. And so you don't want to come on to New Year's Eve and make your resolutions that you're inevitably going to fail at. Like, now's a good time to really start thinking about that and working towards it and setting your systems and your goals in place so that you can meet those obligations that you're trying to set for yourself, so that you can have this newfound set of discipline, right? Just try something to make yourself a little bit more disciplined, so that you're not, January 10th, drinking that beer because, you fucked up and it's not dry January anymore, or, you didn't go to the gym because you just were feeling lazy. Start building those habits in right now. So that, again, you can't, I put this out in a post yesterday. You can't show up to the fight ready if you didn't train for it. It's the months and weeks before that you got up early, that you ran the extra mile, and that you did the extra set, that you spent a little extra time hitting the bag. That's what gets you ready for that moment. So quit fucking waiting for tomorrow and start your shit today.
I love it, bro. I love it. Do what he said. And then I'll pray for you. So I love you guys. I hope everybody has a fantastic week. We will be here next week again. Send us out some messages, whether it's on X, YouTube, wherever you can get a hold of us. Get a hold of us. We love you guys, and we will we'll chat soon.
Absolutely. See you guys next week.